Hey, what's up, everybody? My boxing fans, brothers. All right, finally, I'm back with another prediction video. Yeah, last week there was not so much, to do there, and yeah, that's why I didn't make a video. There was only a couple of fights. Well, anyway, um, well, this weekend, actually, this Thursday, we have already a quite big fight in the junior welterweight divisions for the WBO and the ring belts or titles between Teofimo Lopez and Jamaine Ortiz. Interesting, yeah. I mean, interesting name, Jamaine Ortiz. I don't know why, but I was under impression that because of his first name, I guess that Jermaine Ortiz was, you know, a black man, but he's not. I guess. Well, I don't know really. I don't want to get any fall any deeper now. There, I think he is like half Hispanic, half African American. Yeah, it seems so. Well, anyway, because this picture, you couldn't see it really clearly. Looked like at first he had light skin. Anyway, Teofimo Lopez, of course, has one loss so far. That was to George Cambosos Jr., a huge upset. But he also had to struggle against Sandor Martin, And then he scored what was his, probably best victory, He did get a decision over Lomachenko, but I thought that was a really close fight. Could have gone either way. Probably was. It was a draw in my eyes. So there are question marks there. Also, Lomachenko was coming up from off a shoulder injury, so that wasn't really him at his very best and stuff like that. But against Josh Taylor, he really won in dominant fashion. So now let's see if he can build on that great victory and yeah, Jermaine Ortiz, as many of you know, was the guy that Loma fought before he fought Haney. Yeah, when he was coming back from a layoff caused by the war in Ukraine in his home country. And Jermaine Ortiz surprised many people by giving Loma a really tough fight. Even though one cannot know for sure if it was because Loma hadn't been fighting for a while or but anyway, I think probably still I mean to give a guy like Loma a tough fight, no matter which version of him, he's still an unbelievable fighter, despite all that. So sorry I did something now. My screen got a little too light. So yeah, I mean yeah, sorry, just gonna fix this. um, this was weird. Anyway, you must excuse this. Anyway, I look cool maybe now this way. I mean, Jermaine Ortiz is definitely, a top fighter, no doubt about that. So yeah. Anyway, excuse me. This is a brand new computer. I haven't yet gotten to know it well. So, as I was saying, Jermaine Ortiz will, I don't have no doubts will give Teofimo Lopez a good fight. Yeah, is he good enough to beat Teofimo Lopez? I don't know. My guess is probably not. But yeah, he is good enough to give him a really good fight and a close one. That will go the distance most likely also, yeah. Because, Teofimo hasn't knocked out a world class opponent since Richard Comey, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, let's just look at the tail of the tape first. or in the end. So yeah, Lopez is actually still just 26, wow, and Ortiz is 27. They have identical height and almost identical reach, and both are orthodox fighters, not southpaw. Yeah, so there's no like everything is very even and equal there. That's very good. Yeah. I still haven't seen much of Ortiz, by the way, except that Loma fight, and I know he's like a rather technical fighter, and yeah, just an amateur shit. Yeah. So Ortiz has like 17 wins, one loss, also kind of like Lopez, but his knockout percentage is lower. He's got 8 knockouts, so 47%. And Teofimo's got 13, 68%. Yeah, also Jamaine Ortiz has one draw as well, and they are almost equal in the number of rounds they have gone through as pros. 113 to 1-9. Lopez has four more. Yeah, I mean, Jermaine Ortiz is ranked at number 11 by WBO, it says here. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he got to fight Teofimo Lopez, even despite his performance against Lomachenko. But yeah, I guess they weren't able to get a fight with anybody like bigger, more famous than in Teofimo and his men, so they had to, take what was available. So and yeah, I think it is still a good choice. A worthy opponent definitely. I see this fight really being a challenging one for Lopez because Ortiz is a slick guy. He's a very good technical fighter and kind of, I guess, fast and yeah, tough guy also. Hasn't been stopped. I think his only loss was, let's see, well, that was his only loss, of course, to Loma. Yeah, yeah, silly me. So yeah, I don't know if he has been down ever, but anyway, probably not. So since Teofimo has struggled before with technicians like Sandor Martin, and I actually scored that fight for Martin by 1 point, believe it or not. But that's me. So, I can see him being, really kind of struggling to win here. And also, when it comes to Josh Taylor, he was, already struggling to make that weight 140. And I don't think that was his best version, of course, that either that Teofimo beat, you know. So, he doesn't have really many big wins that don't have question marks around them. So Richard Comey is probably the only one so far. But anyway, he's still who he is. I mean, he's still a really he's a hard hitting, explosive fighter. Yeah, kind of fast, good at also good at counter punching, and yeah, I mean, when he has the right game plan, he's very hard to beat. Of course, I mean, Taylor started out well in that fight, and he just you know suddenly wasn't able to do much and started getting dominated. And yeah, I still thought that fight was a little closer than most people had it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so My prediction in the end is that most likely, of course, Teofimo is the favorite, but this will not be an easy fight for him, and I doubt that he will be able to stop Ortiz. If he does, then of course it will be a major statement, So no doubt about that. So I think he probably will win on points, but I can see even perhaps a draw happening or a split decision. Either way, But yeah, I mean, Lopez is the bigger name, no doubt. So even if the fight is dead, even he will likely get the decision, Yeah. So that's the one. I think there was just one more that I wanted to say something about. This is the undercard, of course. So this is in Las Vegas. And Jose Pedraza is returning to the ring again against Keyshawn Davis. Yeah. So yeah, this is a fight at lightweight. Yeah, Pedraza was a super featherweight first originally, of course. When he lost to his title to Gervonta Davis. Yeah, so Keyshawn Davis is still a new fighter, like at sort of like a prospect level at only 9 fights. He's 24 years of age, while Pedraza is 34. Significant difference. The height is the same, and but yeah, um, Keyshawn Davis has a slightly bigger reach, so yeah, there you go. So 6 knockouts, 6 of 9 wins are by knockout for Keyshawn Davis, and Pedraza has got 14 of 29 wins. Yeah, I mean, Pedraza was never really a puncher, he was always a boxer, a really good one, but, you know, against guys like Gervonta Davis, who were so good at, you know, landing those really telling punches at the right time, he could not, you fend off and win, of course, even though he made a good, admirable, you know, performance or yeah, attempt. And Keyshawn Davis is, Pedraza has, of course, significant advantage in experience over him, but you must wonder, is he starting to slow down and lose his prime? Has he lost it already? Probably has. I would say, and yeah, if you look at you know, his box track record, he has lost, a few fights lately, kind of. Even though he was only knocked out once by Davis, but he lost to Jose Zepeda and Ramirez and Lomachenko and last to Arnold Barboza. So he hasn't fought for a year since then. Arnold Barboza Jr., yeah, beat him pretty convincingly on all scorecards. So yeah, Keyshawn Davis, I guess, is a new kind of pretty, you know, highly touted prospect. I see he's got wins over Anthony Yigit, Francesco Patera, solid fighters. And so yeah, he does have obviously some promise. And here he will show, I think just how much promise he has, how promising he is. And Pedraza is gonna make it tough, of course, but I think Davis will probably win this fight because Pedraza has now gone quite many, 12 rounders and 10 rounders, and he's pretty spent. And early on, I think he will be like better because he's so clever, and he will do well. But then later he will start to tire, and is this a 10 rounder or 12 rounder? Just let me see. This is, I believe, a 10 rounder, isn't it? Yes, it is. So I don't know, but anyway, Davis will have to just keep the pressure on, and yeah, if he scores a knockdown, especially, then he will win. At least on points, if he can stop Pedraza, maybe, but yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't really go for that. Yeah, I think he will probably win by on points. I can see like a little late stoppage, but yeah, maybe. But since Pedraza has now so far only been stopped by Gervonta Davis, that's not very likely. All right, so that was it for this time, and see you soon. All right, have a good time. Bye.